You are 22 years old. You just got your first real paycheck, $2,480 after taxes. One person, two choices. The gap starts now. This is what both paths actually look like. Path A, the builder. Age 22. The office is on the 4th floor of a glass building downtown. It smells like fresh coffee and dry erase markers. Your manager is a calm guy named Frank. He explains the job once. You take notes. Your first paycheck hits on a Thursday, $2,480. You sit with it for one evening. On Friday morning, you open a Roth IRA. The balance is $0. You fund it with $150. It feels like nothing. You do it anyway. You set a recurring transfer, $150 per month, automated the day after payday. You never see it leave. That's the point. The first month, you almost transferred it back. A friend invited you to a concert. Tickets were $140. You looked at the Roth IRA balance. You looked at the concert. You went to the concert. The next month, you funded the Roth IRA and the concert fund both. You figured it out. Your rent is $950, a room in a shared apartment, 2 roommates. The kitchen is small. You don't care. You build a simple spreadsheet, 3 columns, income, fixed costs, discretionary. The numbers are tight, but they work. You eat at home 5 nights a week, not from discipline, from math. You start seeing someone. Her name is Maya. You tell her early. You're on a budget. She doesn't mind. She's on one too. By the end of year 1, you have $1,800 in the Roth IRA. You also have $1,600 in a high-yield savings account earning 4.4% APY. The emergency fund comes first. You know this. You build it first. Path B, the spender. Age 22. Same job, same office, same Frank. Same $2,480 on Thursday. You buy a car that weekend, a 2024 Honda Civic. You need a car. That part is true. The trim level was optional. You chose it anyway. The loan is 60 months. The payment is $412 a month. Insurance is $187. Your rent is $1,150, a 1-bedroom, your own space. It matters to you. You eat out 4 nights a week, a bar tab on Friday, dinner on Saturday, Sunday brunch that costs $47 and lasts 2 hours. You start seeing someone too. Her name is Jess. The dates are nice. The restaurants are good. You put it on the card. You'll figure it out. You open a savings account. You deposit $200. 3 weeks later, you transfer $160 back for a concert ticket. By the end of year 1, you have $180 in savings. You have $1,580 in credit card debt at 23.99% APR. The minimum payment is $42. You pay the minimum. You have a plan to start investing next month. You do not start next month. The gap. Age 23, the builder. Roth IRA, $1,800. Savings, $1,600. Debt, $0. Net worth, approximately $3,400. The spender. Savings, $180. Credit card debt, $1,580. Car loan remaining, $22,100. Net worth, approximately minus $23,500. The distance between these two people is $26,900. They started the same week. They make the same money. The difference is $150 redirected before the weekend and 3 decisions not made. Pat A, the builder, age 23 to 25, year 2. You get a $2,800 raise, annual salary now $32,000 before taxes. You don't upgrade your apartment, you upgrade your investment. The Roth IRA contribution goes from $150 to $250 a month. The savings account gets $100 automatically. You adjust the spreadsheet and close it. You learn one thing about index funds. Expense ratios matter. You move everything into a total market index fund. Expense ratio 0.03%. You stop thinking about it. At 24, the market drops. Your Roth IRA falls from $6,200 to $4,800 in 5 weeks. You watch it happen. You buy more. Not from courage, from understanding. You knew what you owned. You and Maya go to Nashville for a weekend. $340 total. You saved for it in a separate folder in your banking app. Fun Fund, $50 a month. It was there when you needed it. She notices. She doesn't say anything, but she notices. At 25, you have a bad month. lost a freelance client, unexpected dental bill, $680. You thought about pausing the Roth IRA contribution. You didn't. Not from discipline. The transfer was automated. It just happened. That's why you automated it. By 25, you have $8,600 in your Roth IRA, $3,800 in savings, zero consumer debt. You don't feel rich. You feel steady. Path B, the spender, age 23 to 25. Same raise, same $2,800. You upgrade your apartment. New rent is $1,380. The building has a rooftop. You use it twice. You buy a couch. $1,200 on a buy now, pay later plan. Zero interest for 12 months. You forget when the 12 months end. The interest kicks in retroactively. You didn't read it. Balance jumps to $1,560. The credit card balance grows. $1,580 becomes $3,100. You open a rewards card. 50,000 points sign-up bonus. You spend $3,000 in 3 months to earn it. The math on the points never quite works out. You and Jess are still together. The dinners are getting more expensive. Valentine's Day costs $280. Her birthday costs $340. You put it all on the card. She's worth it. That part is true. The interest rate is also true. At 24, you actually did it. You opened a brokerage account. You deposited $300. You felt good about it for 11 days. Then the car needed new tires. $380. You transferred the $300 back. The account sat at $0 for 8 months before you closed it. By 25, you have $4,800 in consumer debt across 2 cards. Car loan remaining, $12,200. Savings account, $310. You have a plan to start investing. The plan has been the plan for 3 years. The gap, age 25, the builder, invested, $8,600. Savings, $3,800. Debt, $0. Net worth, approximately $12,400. The spender, credit card debt, $4,800. Car loan, $12,200. Savings, $310. Net worth, approximately minus $16,700. The distance between these two people is $29,100. It started at $26,900. It is already growing faster than either of them is working. Path A, the builder, age 26 to 29. At 26, you enroll in your company's 401k. The employer matches 4%. You contribute exactly 4%. The employer adds another 4%. You are not leaving free money on the table. That is the only way to think about it. Your total monthly investment is now $430. Roth IRA, $250. 401k through payroll. Every dollar automated. You see it as a fixed cost, not a sacrifice. At 27, you get a new job. Salary $48,000 before taxes. You don't celebrate with a purchase. You raise your Roth IRA contribution to $350 a month. The apartment stays the same. Same roommates, same kitchen. You and Maya have been together 3 years now. She gets it. When you explain the 401k match, she says, "That's free money." You know then, she's the one. A coworker named Diana mentioned she bought a condo outside the city. You file the information away. Not yet, but noted. At 28, the market drops again. Your combined accounts fall $4,200 in 6 weeks. You don't sell. You don't check it every day. You already decided what you would do before it happened. By 29, you have $26,000 in your Roth IRA. Your 401k shows $12,700. Total invested, $38,700. Savings account, $5,200. Zero consumer debt. You still take 1 trip a year with Maya. You still go out on Fridays sometimes. Nothing about your life looks like sacrifice from the outside. But the number keeps changing every time you look. Path B, the spender, age 26 to 29. At 26, you get a promotion. Title changes. Salary goes to $46,000. You celebrate at a restaurant where the entree cost $52. You put it on the rewards card. You earned points on dinner. You tell yourself this. It feels rational. It isn't. You enroll in the 401k. You contribute 4%. The employer matches 4%. At least you are not leaving free money on the table. That part you got right. The car loan ends at 27. The car is yours. You lease a new one. The payment is $438 a month. Early termination fee was $2,400. You didn't read that clause. You and Jess break up at 27. It was good while it lasted. The credit card has $340 from the last dinner you never paid off. You leave it there. At 28, you meet someone new. Her name is Kayla. She likes nice things. So do you. It works until it doesn't. At 28, you move in with Kayla. The rent splits. The spending does not split proportionally. 2 incomes means 2 spending patterns layered on top of each other. At 29, the relationship ends. The lease has 8 months remaining. You cover it alone. Rent is $1,680. Your take-home is $2,890 a month. The math barely works. By 29, you have $8,400 in credit card debt across 3 cards. 401k balance, $11,800. Savings, $640. Net worth, approximately minus $16,300. The gap. Age 29. The builder. Total invested, $38,700. Savings, $5,200. Debt, $0. Net worth, approximately $43,900. The spender. 401k, $11,800. Credit card debt, $8,400. Car lease obligations, $10,500. Savings, $640. Net worth, approximately minus $16,300. The distance between these two people is $60,200. 7 years ago, it was $26,900. It more than doubled. Neither of them did anything dramatic. One just kept the system running. Path A, the builder, age 30 to 32. At 30, you get a raise, salary $54,000 before taxes. You do one thing. You raise your 401k contribution from 4% to 8%. The lifestyle does not change. Same apartment, same grocery routine, same Friday nights with Maya. You and Maya move in together at 30. The rent splits evenly. The savings don't slow down. 2 people with the same system is not twice the spending, it's twice the speed. At 31, you start researching real estate. Not from ambition, from math. You run the numbers on a small condo outside the city for 4 months. You drive out on a Saturday with Maya. You talk to a mortgage broker named Carol. She explains everything once. You both take notes. At 32, you close on a 2-bedroom condo. Purchase price, $187,000. Down payment, $24,000. Saved over 22 months. You did not touch the investment accounts. Mortgage, $880 a month. You rent the second bedroom for $750. Your actual housing cost is now $130 a month. By 32, your accounts stand as follows. Roth IRA, $44,400. 401k, $35,300. Total invested, $79,700. Savings, $6,100. Condo equity, $48,000. Net worth, approximately $133,800. You do not tell anyone. Path B, the spender, age 30 to 32. At 30, you consolidate the credit card debt. A personal loan at 12.4% APR. $8,400 rolled in. Monthly payment, $198. You feel relieved. The cards are clear. You do not cut the cards. At 31, you read a book about personal finance. You highlighted half of it. You told 3 people about it. You did not change anything. Not because you didn't understand it. You understood it perfectly. You just didn't have a system that made the right thing automatic. By 32, 2 of the cards carry balances again. Promotion at 31. Salary $51,000. The apartment upgrade follows. Rent becomes $1,920. The neighborhood is better. The coffee shops are walkable. These are real benefits. They cost $240 more a month. You meet someone new at 31. Her name is Lauren. She's great. The first date is at a nice restaurant. $94 with tip. You put it on the card. It goes well. The second date is similar. So is the third. A medical bill arrives at 32. Not catastrophic. $3,800 for a procedure insurance partially covers. You don't have $3,800. You put it on a card at 22.99% APR. You pay the minimum. By 32, your numbers are 401k, $25,000. Credit card debt, $9,200. Personal loan remaining, $4,100. Savings, $890. Net worth, approximately $12,600. You are not in crisis. You are functional. You go to work. You come home. You pay the minimums. The month ends. The next one starts. Nothing moves. The gap, age 32. The builder. Total invested, $79,700. Condo equity, $48,000. Savings, $6,100. Debt, $0. Net worth, approximately $133,800. The spender, 401k, $25,000. Credit card debt, $9,200. Personal loan, $4,100. Savings, $890. Net worth, approximately $12,600. The distance between these two people is $121,200. 10 years ago, they had the same $2,480 paycheck, the same Monday morning, the same Frank. Path A, the builder, age 33 to 35. At 33, your salary reaches $61,000. You max your Roth IRA for the first time, $6,500 annual contribution. You raise your 401k to 10%. The taxable brokerage account receives whatever remains after expenses. The condo tenant renews. You raise the rent 3%. She stays. Your housing cost stays at $130 a month. Maya and you get engaged at 33. The ring is modest. She picked it. The wedding is small. 40 people, backyard of a friend. Total cost, $8,400. You saved for it separately over 18 months. You did not touch the investment accounts. At 34, you get a new job. Salary, $72,000. The role requires judgment, not just execution. You are good at it. You raise your 401k to 12%. The lifestyle does not change. Same condo, same grocery routine. You hire a fee-only financial planner for one session. Her name is Rita. She charges $300 for 2 hours. She finds one thing you missed. You can contribute to a backdoor Roth. It adds $6,500 a year in tax-free growth. The $300 saves you thousands. By 35, your accounts stand as follows. Roth IRA, $63,600. 401k, $61,200. Taxable brokerage, $8,000. Total invested, $132,800. Condo equity, $64,000. Savings, $7,800. Net worth, approximately $204,600. You are 35. You have never earned more than $72,000 a year. You have never received an inheritance. You have never taken a big risk. You just kept the system running for 13 years. What you can do is simply larger than what you must do. Path B, the spender, age 33 to 35. At 33, your company announces restructuring. Your role is eliminated. 8-week severance, $7,400 after taxes. You have $890 in savings. The 401k holds $25,000. You cannot access it without penalty. You spend the severance carefully. 8 weeks becomes 14 before the next job starts. The gap requires $4,200 from a card. Lauren and you break up during the unemployment period. The timing is bad. The timing is always bad when the money is tight. The new job pays $53,000, a step back. Not permanent, but present. At 34, you are current on everything. Card balance, $3,100. You feel stabilized. At 35, your numbers are 401k, $35,500. Credit card debt, $10,800. Savings, $1,200. No real estate, no brokerage, no Roth IRA. Net worth, approximately $25,900. You are not broken. You work hard. The work is real. The income is real. The life is real. But the floor is thin. You went to work every day. You paid your bills. You lived your life. But the system you built at 22 was a spending system, not a building system. And systems compound, both kinds. The final gap, age 35, the builder. Net worth, $204,600. Monthly investment running automatically. Options expanding. The spender. Net worth, $25,900. Salary required. Margin thin. Monthly passive income, $0. The distance between these two people is $178,700. 13 years ago, they had the same $2,480 paycheck, the same Monday morning, the same office, the same Frank. One of them redirected $150 before the weekend, before the coffee, before the question of whether it was enough. The other one didn't. Both paths are 35 now. The builder is thinking about what comes next. A family maybe, a sabbatical, starting something of his own. He has options. The math works under every scenario he runs. The spender is thinking about what comes next too, but first he needs to figure out the debt, and the savings, and the down payment, and the emergency fund he still hasn't built. Same age, different options. The difference was never income, it was never luck. It was a system built at 22 that ran quietly for 13 years while both of them lived their lives. You are probably somewhere between the builder and the spender right now. Most people are. The question is which direction you're moving.